Serious, chain restaurant employees, what should customers not order from your menu? Veggie burgers at any fast food place. They take forever as they have to get chipped out of the freezer, microwaved and then thrown on the same grill they use for the regular meat. Then thrown on the same grill they use for the regular meat. And yet I still get funny looks when I order a veggie burger with bacon and cheese. I worked at Chick-fil-A in high school and some in college over a 4-year span. Pretty much all the chicken you order like sandwiches and nuggets are prepared really well and fresh. The only thing I wouldn't recommend is the chicken salad. Not the salads but the chicken salad. You don't know how old the chicken is that is in the chicken salad. I was worried when this comment started with Chick-fil-A that you were going to ruin it for us. Crisis averted. I used to work at Applebee's. The Oriental chicken salad dressing is pretty much sugar and chicken fat. Just so everyone knows, most dressings that are not creamy are just some type of fat and seasoning. Salt, pepper, garlic, herbs etc. The ones that are a little tart and sour have vinegar and or lemon as well. The creamier dressings are similar but they have dairy as the fat or eggs. Ranch dressing is literally parsley, sour cream, and mayonnaise. Chicken fat and sugar doesn't even sound that bad to me. I used to work for Dominos, and if run correctly, everything is fine. Do yourself a favor. When you walk into a Domino's, most of them have their kitchens exposed so you can see them. Don't just assume this means it's run well. This sometimes has the effect a non-working security camera does, giving false security. Take a look at the oven. Is it clean? Look at the screens they use for their pizza. Are they clean? Watch to see if they wash their hands before touching your food. You're supposed to wash every time before you start anyone else's food. Because gloves aren't worn at all Domino's. I worked for one terrible Domino's, and one that was run very clean and organized. It makes world of difference. I used to get Domino's every few weeks at university using student vouchers. The last time I went there, we saw a guy in the back, open kitchen like you said, preparing dough. We all saw him blatantly pick his nose, stare at his finger a second, then hands went straight back into the dough. We were so sick we left immediately and never ordered from that branch again. I personally know one of the staff from my local Domino's now, and it seems much more organized and less grotty. Yep, I fired someone for that. They repeatedly coughed into their hands, and then didn't wash their hands. No customer saw, but I made them remake the food, and I suspended them for 2 days the first time. The second time I fired them. How effing hard is it not to be disgusting? If a customer saw that and complained to my boss, I would get in a world of trouble. Used to work at a McDonald's in high school. You know you eat there. Quit lying. Don't order fish fillets or grilled chicken anything unless it is just after the fast lunch switchover. It is right in the middle of lunch rush, or they are doing an advertised special on those items. They don't sell out outside of lunch rush, so you might get a patty that's near the end of its cycle. Actually, if you want super fresh, hot food at McDonald's, go during lunch rush. Nothing is more than a few minutes old, including fries. Used to work at a Sonic. After 8 PM we would get busy with shakes and cleanliness got thrown out the window. You're getting a little bit of everyone's shake mixed in with yours. My local Sonic sucks. It's a 3-minute walk from my school, so a crowd of people can always be seen going there after school. If you're a walker, it can take them 15-20 minutes to get out a drink even if the place is relatively empty. 5-6 cars. Even when you press the button, it can take them up to 10 minutes to pick up. Not exaggerating. I can clearly see 4-5 workers standing in the building, doing nothing but laughing around and eating corn dogs while I've been waiting 10 minutes for a simple Dr. Pepper. If you're in a car, the service is slightly faster. When my parents and I go there during lunch rush, there are up to 30 cars and all the spots are filled and we have to wait to get a spot. But even when we order, it's usually out in 5 minutes for a large order. One of my friends and I walked there once. We ordered a bunch of stuff but realized they forgot his mozzarella sticks. Note that they were listed on the receipt and he already paid for them. We pressed the red button to tell them about the situation. 10 minutes later, still nothing, and we press again. They'll be right out, sir. 10-15 minutes later, still nothing. We are bagging them, sir. They'll be out soon. We waited 5-10 minutes and saw a manager walk out. We went up to him and tell him about the situation. He said okay and that it'd be right now. We wait another 15 minutes, still nothing. In total, we waited almost an hour for mozzarella sticks that we paid for but never got. I work at a sandwich place that offers cheese whiz as an option. Maybe one person will get it each day, on a busy day, so I asked my boss why we even bother to have it. His response, it never expires, so it's impossible for us to lose money on it. I worked at Cookout years ago. It's super clean, actually, and I'll still eat food from there, but I don't recommend ordering chicken strips. We'd get in a rush, and those FAs took for goddamn ever to cook, and people would pull them out of the fryers early and just throw them on a tray. People brought them back for being undercooked all the time, which tells me lots of people were probably not paying attention and just stuffing them half raw into their face hole. As a fan of Cookout chicken wraps, I am both pleased to hear about Cookout's cleanliness and dismayed to hear about the potentially raw chicken I may have eaten. Worked at Colston. Don't get raisins, if they still even offer raisins as a mix-in. They've been sitting there since the dawn of time. I work at a Southwest grill and I shake my head every time someone orders a cheese quesadilla. Not because they are bad, but they are so overpriced. $5 for your 2 ounces of cheese on a tortilla. I remember one time in college some friends of mine were at my apartment when they said they wanted to go to Taco Bell to get some cheese roll-ups. When I inquired as to what exactly that was, I was shocked that they were trying to go out of their way to pay actual money for that. Within 5 minutes I'd microwaved them each 3 or 4 rolled up flour tortillas with shredded cheese in the middle. They acted like I was some sort of culinary god, when in reality I just made the shittiest poverty food I could imagine for probably $0.50 total. Worked at Panera Bread. The soups come in frozen bags in boxes that say institution food on the side of the box. We would throw them in a hot water cooker that would bring them up to temperature from freezing blocks to near boiling hot bags. Run in the back and fill up the empty pots from the food line. Sometimes we didn't get to fully thaw out the soup in time and put some cold ones out there often enough. I didn't mind the soups there so much, but this would ruin the illusion for some customers if they knew. This is pretty much the same at any quick serve or fast casual restaurant. Any brand, any state. I don't think a bunch of high schoolers are whipping up made from scratch food every day for $4 an entree. The Cisco PFG truck is stopping at every restaurant on the street. Yeah, you are right. Cisco, the illusion of choice. As a Starbucks employee, please do not order anything off of the secret menu without giving us the recipe, especially in our drive-through stores. We're happy to make them, since it's not that much different from someone wanting soy milk or extra whipped cream in their frappuccino, but just coming in, asking for a key lime pie frappuccino and getting angry at me for not knowing how to make it isn't cool. If you're new to Starbucks, just show us the recipe, and we can make it in a jiffy, and have you on your way in no time. You have no idea how bad it is. I don't work at Starbucks, but there are 3 different Starbucks near the coffee shop I work at. Timothy's. Every day, I'd get questions like, do you make fraps here? Why don't you have fraps? Or do you know why you suck? You don't make fraps. And the golden situation. Customer, hi, I'd like to order a tall macchiato. Me, tall as a small or tall as a large? We sell our macchiato in single shot, double shot, triple shot. Yes, this happens a lot for all drinks. Customer, I just want a tall macchiato. Can you just make that for me? Me hands over a macchiato. Customer, what is this? Why is it so tiny? You know, Starbucks macchiato isn't like this. It tastes terrible. Where's the caramel? Where's the vanilla? Why is this so bitter? This isn't what I paid for. I want my money back. The worst part is that I cannot send them on their way to Starbucks. I worked at Outback. The bloomin' onions, though delicious, are so bad for you. Like 2000 calories bad. It made me almost sick when I saw 2 of them going to the same table. Also an Outbacker, I can't think of anything you shouldn't order because of quality. But as stated previously, bloomin' onions and cheese fries with ranch, while very delicious, are very bad for you, with calories reaching past 2000. Alice Springs chicken, also delicious, is also very bad for you. I worked at Wendy's when I was 16. 32 now, but the meat in the chili is the burnt patties from the grill collected in a drawer, put in a bag, frozen, then boiled and chopped up to a week later. This grosses my wife and some out. It doesn't bother me. I'm actually impressed that Wendy's does this. Instead of throwing things out, while it's obviously a cost-saving practice, it's definitely a responsible one. Also, Wendy's chili is effing delicious. Not fast food, but I worked at a Red Lobster in my teens and it was the cleanest kitchen I've ever seen. Would eat anything off their menu. Also worked at BK and as people have said, don't get the fish or tender crisp sandwich unless you order it fresh. Used to be a manager at a Bojangles. Really the only gross thing is that if you order something that's not popular, grilled chicken sandwich, salad etc., it's gonna be oldish. I've seen grilled chicken sit in a warming pan for 8+ hours before being handed out. Salads are usually pre-made once a week and all we did was add some chicken strips on top before serving. Also the famous tea is just regular 80 bags from a national retailer mixed with 4 pounds, literally, of sugar in a giant vat. Dunkin Donuts chiming in. The cool lattes are straight up sugar and 18% cream if you get a coffee one or vanilla bean. Super unhealthy, and the one I worked at never got the consistency right, so it's basically sugar soup. I worked at a KFC for 2 years and it was always very clean and nice. We took temperatures and timestamps on food very seriously due to secret shoppers coming through quite a bit, so we would check them about 4 times a day. Since it was one of the fast food establishments that you expected to take a bit long, we could get away with asking people to wait for fresh food without much resistance. The only thing others were hinky about was the pot pies. We would debone the chicken every night and use it for the mix the next day. I didn't mind that. It's smelling like chicken for the rest of my life that I'm having trouble with. I used to work at a chain pizza place. If you actually have gluten sensitivity celiac, it's best not to order our gluten-free pizzas, unless the person prepping your food is super careful. There will be cross-contamination. I always made sure to be super careful, but that's because my mom is celiac, so I know the struggle. Used to work at Burger King. Don't order grilled chicken or veggie burgers. No one orders them, so they sit for hours, literally, and they become horrible dried out garbage. Also avoid the crispy chicken and fish because they tend to sit around for a while too. Agree with all of this. The crispy chicken takes the longest of any sandwich to make as well. You could easily get one that's been sitting in the warmer for 4 hours.